about it.
I'd love some acting.
Acting?
Yeah, I would crush.
You like pretending to be someone else?
Yeah, that's my whole life.
But I feel like you play yourself in everything you do.
I'm like a Kevin Hart about it a little bit.
Okay.
You just kind of play yourself.
But then there's also moments where I love to jump into like I'm a drug dealer or I'm like, I don't know, dude, like a gay painter. I don't know, like anything, right? Like or
Between gay painter and drug dealer, do you have like a side you like more?
like the middle.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Where do you fall? Gay drug dealer.
No, I'm like Johnny. I'm like Johnny Depp, bro. I'm trying to really go
You're on trial.
I'm trying to go heavy.
Right.
I can be a gay drunk pirate. You know.
For the last Halloween party, I brought my videographer and my best friend, and they came as Johnny Depp and Amber Heard on trial.
Oh my God. Did you go as the poop?
For your party?
Oh, you should have gone as
been
the bed sheet. You should have been just like, they would have thought like this KKK member's outfit is covered in feces.
I love
bad
that.
at laundry.
Amber Turd.
I loved that case.
I do too.
Why was it public? Are all cases public? I thought that was weird. Like I was excited to watch it, but I was like, it's personal. Anytime someone does,
Right, that was public, but then like the Trump cases are private. You're like,
But you know what's
one
great
should be
about
private.
that case?
the other-
You know what's great about that case? That public case helped Johnny a lot.
How much do you think it helped her? Because like I kind of like her more because she pooped in his bed. Like I'm like that bitch is a freak.
I hate him, bro. I can't stand that person.
She also seemed like she was like,
She's evil.
I don't know, but like super high on cocaine the whole trial. Like the
Yeah, you saw
constantly,
those.
I love that.
the little
I love
ticks.
The ticks were crazy.
I mean, I've done a lot to get through a service or something like that, but that's going into court just seems like
She's not a great decision maker. She pooped in his bed, right? What do you think what she's going to do in court?
shit the bed.
Okay,
Bad
should I
joke.
There we
start
go.
this? Val,
Hold on.
start it up.
Clap it in, baby.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I actually told Cody earlier in the kitchen that he should be honored because we're finally starting to respect our guests and preparing.
Yeah.
There's notes.
We got notes.
Now,
We got
whether
notes.
these are going to be respectful is a different question, but we are at least showing up, 75 episodes in, getting into it.
Could have been
Cody-
worse. It could have been 300.
So my friend Cody here, I don't know how to pronounce your last name.
You can just say Candelario. That's
Candelario?
fine. Yeah.
Because I watched the episode of Chop with the Israeli guy and I hated how he pronounced everything.
It was tough, yeah.
He was like,
he was.
he talked weird. He would have pronounced your name weird.
Love that guy. Nice.
Okay.
But
Last
still
name
lost.
is, what is it again?
Candelario.
Candelario. What are you? Because you look a little bit Asian.
Yeah, no, I sit, if I bring up the chart, it's like, the most I have in one category is like maybe 30%. So I got like a good eclectic mix of everything except for Asian. So like
You don't have Asian?
None.
You're
I'm
non-Asian.
so jealous.
Really?
I just
You kinda look.
There's a whole Reddit forum about people who are like, I figured it out. He's gay and Korean, and I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
I wish.
And you look a
I
little bit
literally
like
wish.
Steiny.
From
The Nelk Boys?
my least favorite person on
You
that
pulled
whole
that one out of
situation.
nowhere.
Dude,
That hurt.
I'm like, wait, this is
Okay.
maybe. So, do you have
Yo,
no
why are you
Asian
being
in you?
disrespectful
Tough 'cause
to our
we're
guests?
Wait,
starting
there's no
the podcast
Asian
off
in
this
you?
way.
No Asian in you?
No.
A little fetal alcohol?
My mom drinks,
Yeah.
but not like crazy. Like she's a
could
wine
use this to your
drinker.
advantage.
Yeah,
I would pretend. Do you ever catch Asian hate? Did you ever catch
Oh
Asian
my
hate?
God, that's fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy for you to catch.
It's
Did you
just
feel anything,
strays,
or did you
strays?
Did you
No,
finally identify and be like, "Wow, I know what they're going through"? Or were you like, "This isn't that bad. I don't know what
It's
they're
just nice to be
about."
on someone's side, you know. It's like I grew up. I grew up speaking Spanish. I learned English and Spanish at the same time,
Sick.
and I'm like, white. My mom's white. My dad is not, and then. Everyone is always like, you're the white guy. So I always just felt like I was like kind of pretending. So when people were like, you're Asian, I'm like, dude, accept me. I'm down. I fucking love y'all. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, their cuisine is also insane.
Cuisine's insane. Yeah, Koreans and Japanese are doing it different. I could move. I just went to Thailand and Asia in general for the first time, and I was like, I should have been probably born here. I'd
Did they
be taller
accept
than
you?
everyone. Yeah, they're so nice.
Yeah.
They're so nice. Well, I feel like they're all just like.
I feel like you would crush in Thailand in
Yeah.
general, just like as far
yeah.
as business goes and everything else. I feel like you would kill it.
Well, it's really great right now because I'm a culinary consultant, and my last big project in the U.S. was consulting for the first cannabis hotel group.
Oh, wow.
And coming up with their like food and beverage programs and stuff like that, infusion stuff like that. So Thailand legalized, and so now I'm like consulting on the first licensed cannabis hotel there. So it's tight. So not only do I get accepted because I'm like tallish for Thailand, and tattooed Californian, but then also I'm like a part of that project too.
Right,
So
you're
it
like
was
sick.
tight. They rolled out the white, red, whatever color. What's the most prestigious carpet color?
Red.
The red
Is it
carpet?
red?
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit, you're not Asian? You're like, dude, that's how high I am. That's how well I know weed. You can trust me.
They literally,
smoked
so many
myself
people
Asian.
there were like, you're, and I'm like, no, but like, yeah.
But that's a good thing to have, is the ability to blend in, because then you get like the local prices. Right?
Yeah.
They don't look at you like a tourist in Asia.
When I was a kid, I always thought that I looked like the future race, but now everything's kind of like
The future race?
future race. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
like when we all melted together?
Yeah,
You do
yeah.
kind of look
just
like
a
melting
randomized character on a video game kind of thing. Like
And now you're part of the Nelk Boys.
Yeah.
that's so fun. Have you met Steiny?
No, but we talk. So we'll
Okay.
get some love on that clip.
That's-
Steiny, you better repost it when we post it. I'm going to collab with you. You could be part of like the Nelk Boys in Asia. The Nerk Boys.
Yeah, the Nerd Boys.
The Nerk Boys.
Yo, you're being crazy today, Gorilla.
Celebrity
I'm a
boxing versus
Cairo.
me and Steiny bringing up.
This guy's really.
What? I
You
can
just-
make the Asian jokes. You can't get offended.
I
Okay,
just
anyways.
it's tough doing the Steiny thing at the beginning of the podcast.
I know,
because now
I
I have
know.
to think about that. For
No,
the rest
don't
of
worry
the thing.
about it.
No, he's great.
He's great. The dude's killing it. Honestly, you
killing
can hate
it.
on Steiny all you want, but
Steiny's
he
crushing.
stepped in shit and then made gold out of that shit.
Yeah, I wish I could step into some.
Oh my
You
god!
seem like you've stepped in some good stuff.
I've stepped
Yeah.
into some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like literally.
Like this podcast.
Like, I stepped into this podcast really good. Honestly, I'm happy about that. I've stepped into a couple of piles of shit, but coming out of Ukrainian villages, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you've definitely. No matter what, you're leveling up.
That's
Yeah.
where you're from?
Yeah.
I'm literally from just
Dude,
Eastern
poops in a
European?
hole. Poops in a hole.
like straight pooping in the village and
He
wiping your
stands
ass
on the
with
toilet
like
seat and
leaves.
squats over it.
You
Yeah.
ever have a really structurally sound toilet for that? Wait,
And
seriously?
core.
Stand on it?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no shot.
Swear to God.
He
So-
poops like a Slav. Like, know the Slavic stance?
What do you do when you're like just consistently always when you're out? You
My
always,
brother, I'm gonna explain to you how this works.
Why don't you
It got
demonstrate
to a
on this
point
chair?
where if I sit on a toilet, to me that's uncomfortable.
Okay.
So I have to spring up like this,
Like that. Slav
Okay?
stance. That's Val. That's how he poops.
I have to sit like this, like a Slav, and I'm literally just.
That's how you shit?
I'm sprawled
Do
out.
you
like
hold your
this.
dick?
No.
It just
And I
falls?
just literally sit on my
It's-
phone like this the whole time.
What do you have your back against? Or you
Nothing.
just your support? So it's absolutely insane. The amount of
Yeah.
just strength to just be able to do what you just did right now
Oh,
in
I
the
have a lot
chair
of core.
is insane.
But that's why my metabolism is so on point. It's because I poop like
Can you
this.
do the whole episodes from now on just in that stance?
So
I'm just
just-
going to get you a stoop.
I swear,
It's
I've sat
fucking
like this.
impressive.
I've sat like this. Like my girl's literally knocked on the door an hour, 30 minutes later. And she said, "What are you doing?" And I'm sitting
You're
like
sitting
this the
like
whole
this?
time.
An hour and 30?
Do your legs
And then
go
she
numb?
goes, "Honestly, is everything okay in there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fine."
What? How
Val,
often
sit the
are
whole
you-
episode like this,
dude.
please.
Wait, an hour and 30. I want to talk about me because I'm important. But
Yes,
this
yes,
is
seriously.
so much better. Like
No, this is crazy.
I just didn't. Hour and 30 just seems like a lot. I don't know.
brother. Core.
Can you imagine being out of shape?
And the thing is, your knees.
We're doing better. I mean, I don't know. I don't have to take that long. So it's like, at what cost?
I feel like your bulge is growing every time I look.
all right, relax. buddy.
It was.
Don't get excited.
It's
You
kinda
know what? I
coming
gotta
out.
say, I looked at first, and it
And
was
I
a bit of
kept, I kept
difference.
noticing more.
All right,
It's like
chill
a
out.
3D
Chill out.
eye
Let's
puzzle.
not get sexual, please.
Okay, so
People
guys,
cross
back
my
to the
legs.
intro. Here's
Hi.
what we've learned. Cody, not Asian. Val, weird.
Eastern European question.
So,
Questionable.
questionable. First thing is first. Chopped.
okay.
This is your most recent television appearance.
Mm-hmm.
This is what everyone knows you from as of the last.
As of late,
Big thing for me personally.
Dude,
I think
I've
it's
never
great.
seen one episode of Chopped in my life.
Tough.
I watched it for you. What a weird show.
so weird.
I
That's a
don't
weird episode.
understand. It's very like, hey, we're gonna give you a food item, but disguise it as something else. Why don't you
So-
just give me the food item?
Oh, that's what I wish. So I don't know if I can't. Whatever.
No. Go.
That wasn't a tradition. So that was supposed to be an April Fool's episode, and so
Oh.
the whole rhetoric, all the verbiage was April Fool's this, April Fool's that. I said it a bunch of times. So normal Chopped is like just like random ingredients. This one, every single one was manipulated. So the one you watched was a specific one. Sometimes being confident is tight, and sometimes it's fucking not. But the person who scouted me for Cutthroat Kitchen 10 years ago ended up being the same person involved with my casting for this one. And she knew I won that one. And so she was like, how do you feel about Chopped? And I'm like, I'm going to dust it. And she's like, well, I'm going to put you on something hard. And I was like, okay, cool. I got there. The executive producers, right before we started, were like, hey, this is harder than normal Chopped. And I was like, I don't care about it being difficult. I just want the regular stuff.
Nope.
But it was still fun.
It was a weird episode because,
Super.
so I guess every other episode, you just get the ingredients.
Yep.
In this episode, they were like, here's a hamburger. And then you look at it and it's like, it's made of fucking dough. And then you got to just kind of manipulate it. Or like, here's onion rings. And then you take them apart and there's made of like Twizzlers.
And then you have to make something out of it, right?
It was almost, I made a note here. It was
20 minutes.
It was a food trans episode.
Because normally one of the ingredients in a Chopped episode would be like a shrimp cocktail. This one, I had a shrimp cocktail, but the shrimps were white chocolate molds and they were stuffed with like yuzu ice cream. And then there was cocktail sauce on the side of it, like real stuff.
Now, did you guys ever get to taste that shit? Because like they should just have a restaurant that does that. Did you get to taste any of the fake ingredients?
Like prior?
Well, like the shrimp cocktail that wasn't shrimp cocktail. Like, was it a good item to eat as a snack if it was like a dessert?
Okay, so as a restaurant dish, that I was like, this is so impressive. You took so much time to make this, but I was like, why? It's so like, I don't know. It seemed very, very excessive, but I was impressed. I was like, this little bite is actually kind of tight. If I could buy these in 6-packs in a store, I would. But it was weird to make something in 20 minutes with it. Also, my sense of smell is so trash and taste is so trash. We can get into it, but like 7 years ago, I lost sense of smell and taste completely for 2 years.
Because of COVID?
Like I've been like, no, pre-COVID, unless I was like patient zero. But it's super similar to it.
You are not Asian.
Debatable.
Yes,
I don't know.
He kind of looks like Greg Bach a little bit too.
You know Greg Bach.
Maybe.
My boy Greg, shaved head, would come to the parties, runs Highlight Room.
Then,
Stud,
yeah.
deep voice.
He's a stud. He's like a stud. Like,
But Greg is bald, so we'd have to turn your head upside down.
I'll be there eventually.
You're like Greg Bach with hair.
Okay. Well, one day.
I like it.
I feel like it's getting
Let me
out.
ask you some questions because I'm watching the show and I got a lot of questions.
Me too. I got some questions.
So there's 3
afterwards also.
rounds of Chopped, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't remember the dessert. How much? 20 minutes, 30
20,
minutes?
30, I think.
Yeah. Do you actually have to think of the shit on the spot? Do you beforehand? Are they at least being like, here's what's gonna happen, so that like we don't have you literally shit the bed and we have to refilm an episode, right? How many? Because they need everyone to go successfully somehow.
They need one person to go successfully, but like the fires and like the stress and people fucking up is like so part of the program.
Right.
So I would say you have to think about it on the spot. That's something I'm like completely built my systems around. So I like fucking with people. So Chopped was great for me because when they open the baskets, they're like, hey, right before, they're like, hey, the only time you're going to have to think about it is when you're taking this stuff out of the basket and you're doing the ooh, ah, and what is this? And they're like, take your time.
So you can burn while you're thinking.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I want everyone, because I'm going in with the only, the skills that I have. I can't learn anything. I go in there just getting a real assessment of what I have. So I want everyone else to have the least amount of time because I'm prepared in that moment. Long-winded way of saying the moment they opened those baskets and they were telling us, take your time. I'm like, everyone is like trying to decipher, like, what do you think this is? And I went, this is that, this is that, this is that, this is that. You guys need anything else? You guys ready to go? And they're like hoping like I have like 3 minutes to think about this dish. And I'm like, I don't want you guys to have any time. I want you guys to be as stressed out as possible because I can think on my feet.
That's the best. I like thinking in chaos all day. That's my favorite. Sometimes I don't make plans on purpose just so I can keep myself on my toes, just to like
I think you're
finesse something.
You're just disorganized.
No, I'm organized. For big things, I'm very, very organized. For like money, when it comes to like certain things, but when it comes to things I know don't matter in the long, like me getting a boat on a vacation, I could do that in 2 seconds. There's abundance. Going to restaurants, don't care. People make all these plans months ahead. Getting tables at clubs, don't care. Can make it happen in 2 seconds. Like, it's just like stuff like that don't matter to me.
I'm with you there. I get like nervous for
and then
podcasts.
I get the text. Then I get the text.
That's
relax.
funny
You
that
get
Dad
like
has to
you out of
fucking-
like 30 times, you get like 2 texts.
You're still annoying someone last minute.
Literally, but 1%.
He's like, yo, I don't make plans. I just show up, and then I text all my friends and like,
No,
yo, you
table
got
open?
a plug?
No.
You got a plug?
It's not true. I finesse on the spot usually.
That's
That's how I build more friends.
I believe it. You seem like that.
Yeah, I have to.
Good-looking people kind of get their way.
So annoying.
I just
literally
went to run track in USC, but they closed the track field for outsiders because there was riots, a lot of like protests,
Homeless.
and you have to show ID. And I know one of my boys, he works in USC as faculty. So I called him real quick because they're not letting me through. And then I kind of just told them something. I was like, oh, no, but and I just had a little conversation. They're like, oh, it's fine. Just go.
That screams white privilege.
And they let me through.
It does, but
If you were
sometimes
black
you gotta
in a
ask
hoodie-
that fucking question. But yeah,
If you were black and in a hoodie, you would have been in cuffs.
or
Okay,
Korean.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
That's a huge important part of it. I get like I think I'm like 20% extrovert, but largely like I'm just like a nerdy little fucking kid, and I am so like I have my moments where I'm like center of the stage, so can do it, but most of the time I'm like very introverted. So it's weird for me doing TV because I literally lock the fuck in, like center of the storm. I feel the most myself, and then I'll get home and try to film content or even do podcasts, and I'm like, like get so nervous.
Well, is
So-
it because you don't have enough, like you have so little time, so you're only focused on your craft, right? Like when they say, hey, you have 30 minutes to make this dish, there's really no time to be a personality, but just to flex your talent, right?
Yeah, but I also love that. So like I just feel so at home. Like that's where I'm the most myself. So like even round one, there's only 20 minutes and I'm still stressed out. One of my favorite things to do in competitions as like A, guiding so I get what I want, but B, to kind of stir shit up is I'll identify who I think is going to make it and then let them know. So the round one, I'm like looking around at people as they're plating and stuff like that, seeing who I think is like going to be a real fucking problem, and also someone who's going to make me cook harder. And I walked behind homegirl towards the end of the round, and I was like, hey, I think it's going to be me and you at the end, but you need to lock the fuck in, and then just walked away.
Oh, you get in her head, huh?
And
Oh, you're
I
on some
heard her
Kobe shit.
audibly
You're on some Kobe
Dude,
shit. You
it's my favorite
I kind of
shit
fuck with
ever,
that. I
man.
love shit like that too, yo. I
heard her fucking.
love that.
I heard her audibly just go.
I
And then when
love
I walked
that.
away, and it was her at the end too. So I don't know if that was helpful to her, but regardless, I was like, she's sick. Me and her food is going to be fucking good
I
against
love
each
that.
other, and also like you're gonna
Right.
get smoked.
I
Like,
hate that we live in a time where they're saying competition is toxic and this and that. For me, bro, I love it.
It's my fucking
if I could, every
favorite.
day I would show up on social media and be like, you guys suck at running. Come see me at the marathon. Like, I would love to just enter
Why don't you do
videos
that?
like
Why don't you be a dick?
Because
Build this character.
because
Be the heel.
You gotta
Be the
Let's do it. I know, I'm
be
into
the
it.
The
heel.
issue is that like there's no brand deals out
Yes,
of that.
there are.
No.
Yeah, Val. There
There's
is.
no-
There isn't.
Look at-
there-
you're the perfect
No, I'm not
example.
an example. I'm a perfect example of an
Yeah, but
island.
he's a
I'm on an
corporate
island.
outsider,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. No, but there is
know?
there is a way to be a heel and be corporate, right? Is to be you can be like motivational, but from a asshole standpoint.
Yeah, no, there's and
You can be like, look at you, you fat
shit's
tub of shit.
changing.
I want to
Shit's
get
changing.
aggressive, bro.
Why don't
I
you
love
just-
coming through and being like,
You know what you
fuck
need?
everybody here.
Do you know what you need?
I'm smoking everybody.
Can I tell you a great idea for your socials? You need to adopt a super, super, super obese friend. You need to. You need to get someone who's like 500. I'm not even kidding you.
Adopt?
400 or 500 pounds, and you need to be like 2-bedroom apartment. You and Nat live in your 1 bedroom, and then he lives in the other. And I'm telling you, you would film a reality show daily on Instagram of your journey of getting him in shape. And I'm telling you, people would watch you cook, would watch you exercise
would
with
love
him.
that.
On YouTube, you'd build this crazy following, and then he'd come out the other side as this brilliant testament to like.
I wanted to do that
the
with
journey.
Paul.
Well, you should do that. No, but you got to get someone really fat so that the story's like cool, right? Like you can't have it like chubby me because it doesn't look good in clips. They're like, all right,
I
whatever.
like that you said that.
I
Though.
want to
That-
get in shape.
Yeah.
Come on, what
Yeah.
about me?
Fuck all that friendly shit, bro. Let's get smoked.
Be a
That's
dick.
what I like.
If you want some competition situation, I'm trash at running. How good are you at cooking?
I'm not bad. I'm teachable.
That doesn't sound confident.
Okay.
at
I
all.
learn quick, basically.
We should have someone that's not you in running and someone that's not me in cooking set bars and see who can beat each other. Because I love competition. So
Me too.
anytime there's anything like that, it's not even in a negative way where I mean ill harm to others. I love competitions because it's a pause in time.
Yeah.
It's bringing everything that you have in that moment. There's no time to really learn, adapt, or change or anything like that. It's just like an assessment.
Yep.
Do you
So
think-
I just love hearing how shitty or good I am.
Yep.
Do you think the show is rigged?
I think that Chopped is probably one of the least rigged in terms of,
Well-
if you're asking like, can storyline impression it or do they have it? Because I know there are certain shows that are rigged. I've heard about certain people that literally get to choose when they win or lose.
What?
And it's one of the only people on the Food Network that has his own name as a show.
I was in a
Oh,
reality
man,
TV.
Guy
and they,
Fieri,
they
Jesus
tried to
Christ,
play.
Not
that guy's
him.
crazy. I know, I'm kidding. He's
Okay.
he's
Okay,
a
that's
legend.
fine.
I love Guy Fieri.
I
But let me
fucking
say
love
this.
him.
But your episode was kind of crazy because I'll tell you what, that fucking Israeli French dude, whatever his name was, I want to taste the sauces because check this out, food competition. They're serving chicken.
Oh.
Lady who gets kicked off. Her chicken's all right. It's nothing great. His chicken's raw chicken, and they kick her off and keep him.
I was shocked.
I was like, I want to know what sauce he gave them with that chicken, because they were like literally losing their minds over it.
I was absolutely shocked.
And she goes, I can't believe I lost a raw chicken.
I told him after, when we're like sitting around and like commiserating, whatever, I'm like, you probably should have went home. I was like, just on a technicality, I was like, you probably should have went home. You need to bring it in the next round. I was so shocked. My mouth was absolutely to the floor. But then when I watched the episode back and I saw the sauce, I was like, the chunks of stuff in it and everything that went into it, I was like, that had to have just been awful, unpalatable kind of thing. But I don't know. I didn't get to try it. But
do you guys get to try each other's meals?
No, you just get shuffled out of there. Even any show I've done, except for Hell's Kitchen, like a couple of times.
How long does a shoot take place? Because I'm a Jew. Grand prize 10 grand.
Yeah.
Grand prize 10 grand. You got?
Yeah.
10K.
Untaxed.
Untaxed.
Yeah.
So whatever. You make like 6 grand.
Yeah.
Whatever. How long is the day for you? Is this the easiest 10 grand you ever made?
I don't know if this is the difference between California and New York, but Cutthroat Kitchen was filmed in LA. Chopped was filmed in New York. It was one fucking day. It was one
Chopped?
One
that
day.
That makes sense. There's only an hour of cooking.
So,
what else are you doing?
No. And they have to change the entire set. So it's
every
like
time?
They have to clean everything, reset it. Yeah. So yeah, every I think at least.
Oh, one day of filming for 6,000? That's great, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good day rate. Oh my god, yeah.
10 grand. Grand prize.
Easy money, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're smart,
if you made
4,000
it's
for a
fucking
month
tight.
filming in Hawaii, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's a grand prize. The other people, what happens if you lose? How much are you making? Nothing? You just kind of like get like
you have like a
steak
per
knives?
diem, but you're getting paid like an actor. Not even steak. No, you don't get paid in shit. Like
they don't give you like, oh, here's a parting gift for our fucking.
No, they don't even let you keep the jacket.
What?
Wow.
You don't get to keep the chopped jacket?
No, because they do them. It's like a factory. They've got it
should
ironed
call the
out.
show
They do
Jude.
an episode every single day.
Sorry.
I mean, it doesn't mean I didn't steal it, but they can tell me that all they want. I take every coat that I take, like from a competition.
I mean, yeah.
Hell's Kitchen, they sent me this stuff. Bro.
Hell's Kitchen is fire.
Hell's Kitchen's, it's a lot.
Are
It's
you
a
an
lot.
idiot sandwich or no?
I fucked up once, pretty fucking hard. Yeah, I fucked up once. It's hard not to. You're built. That show is not. It's not like Top Chef or Iron Chef where you get to see someone operating at their most pristine environments. That show's just designed to break you. So it was like 30 days in a row. You get one day off a week, but I'll get to that. But it's like,
so it's Navy SEALs for chefs.
Literally, I saw 2 people quit. I saw one person go to the hospital for liver failure.
I love it. Let's go.
I love it every day.
Let's fucking go.
I'm
Give
like,
us some dirt.
I'm like not even like eating for the most part. I'm just like, drinking Pedialyte because I can't get enough water in me, and I'm just like chugging Red Bulls all day, and it's literally like 18 to 20 hours days.
Wow, I fucking love that.
Is that all actual? Like, how much of the show is the show, and how much of it are you guys actually working for? What, the restaurant?
Half. So probably 30% is the restaurant. You wake up at like maybe 5 to 7 a.m. via like some sort of like either loud bullshit because of the show where they make you like go, which I got up with an erection at one point because I was so tired of just them trying to get me out of bed so immediately for TV stuff. I was like, fine, you want it? Fuck it. But yeah, you wake up
with a morning Woody.
Dude, I'm just like, I'm 26. You don't want me jumping out of this bed right now.
Yeah.
You know, like,
They're like, oh shit, he is Asian.
yeah.
Nah, you wake up with the Woody and see you mañana for sure.
No, it's on Australia doesn't edit shit, so you can see everything uncensored on that one.
Damn.
So there's clips of that on Reddit.
Of your wiener?
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen
Hell yeah.
is bananas, bro.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
No, we'll be right back.
Okay. Do you have an OnlyFans?
That day, no.
You should have an
no.
OnlyFeet. Look at those toes, man.
Thanks, man. I gotta put these on the camera later.
You know
Put a
what's
little
crazy is
swipe
I was
up
hoping
box.
you'd walk in with like blue hair, and I was trying to pin it. I was like, oh, I guess not. And then I
But
looked
you
at the
see,
toes.
that's why
Then
I
saw
like
the toes.
chefs. That's why I like chefs. They're not soft, bro. Like chefs have grit and have actual. That's why. How aggressive does it get in a kitchen for like a serious chef?
I can't speak because I've never been in the military, so I don't want to say this with like a overarching thing, but I've worked in kitchens where people have been retired, everything, Navy SEALs, Marines, and I've seen so many people quit jobs that. So my third job, which is like a good codifier, when I was like 18, I moved to work for the #1 resort in America called Amangiri. It's in Utah. And I was there for 2 years, and like I wasn't allowed to say anything but yes, no, or I don't know for the first year. They would kick me off the fucking line all the time. For the littlest things, they'd be like, go clean everyone's fucking station, make everyone a sandwich, and then don't fucking come back tomorrow. And then they text me later about how shitty the sandwiches were.
Whoa, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is the craziest line that rings through your head you've been told as a chef? Like where they put you down?
The first one is always going to snowflakes. So it took me like 4 or 5 months to be able to get my prep done on time. And this was a serious kitchen. So there was 3 different, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm the captain of the line crew in the dinner service. We have 2 hours of prep in a communal kitchen where in the back kitchen, not the presentation one, where you have like maybe 50 people there from other crews always doing stuff. And I would, you have 2 hours to prep your stuff. And I would come in early all the time and I'd never get it done on time. I'd be prepping in the show kitchen a little bit. And I would always get in so much trouble for it, sometimes get sent home, blah, blah, blah. The first day I ever finished my prep on time and 15 minutes early, I was so proud and excited. I went up to the sous chef, Chef Jay, and I was like, hey, Jay, I finished my prep early. Is there anything you need help with? Oh, was that the wrong phrase? The entire kitchen went silent. The entire 50 people go from like bustling to pin drop. And he's like, sure, Cody. He's like, he brings me a case of onions and he's like, brunoise these onions. An impossible task to do in 15 minutes. I start doing it. I'm so stressed. It's like a couple minutes after service had started and I'm like, I don't even know where to go. I'm so panicked. He comes over to me and he's like, hey, what are you doing, Cody? And I'm like, brunoising these onions.
What does that
mean? It's the smallest cross cut. So if you take an onion and you do like side cuts and then top cuts and then you do the little teeny ones.
I've seen the fucking viral video of like the Mexican kid standing there doing
insane. They outwork all day long, all day long. But he comes up to me and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm doing the thing you asked me to." And he's like, "You know what I call these, Cody?" Everyone gets silent again, and I was like, "No, Jay." And he snaps the finger, so I have to go into yes, no, or I don't know mode. And then he's like, I was like, what do you call these? And he's like, I call them snowflakes. You know why? And I'm like, no, chef. And he's like, because every single one of these is fucking different. And just like slowly pushes all of my shit, what I was working on, my knives, my phone, everything on my station, whatever, onto the floor. And he was like, he's like, I'm serious right now. I need you to clean everyone's station. I need you to make everyone's sandwiches and never come back here again. And it was just like the most, I'd always been in private until then. That's the first time it had been done in front of everybody. And I was just floored. I cleaned everything. I went into the walk-in that had a second walk-in in the back of it where there's 2 series of doors. So I would have known when the first one opened. I just started fucking crying.
Oh, man. How old were you?
18.
Did your tears freeze?
No, I wasn't in the freezer, but I have had that. That would have been.
You cried in a freezer?
I've cried in a walk-in, I think 6 or 7 times now.
Crying is important.
It is.
Getting abused like that, by the way,
is important.
It's also
very important.
Oh, I'm obsessed with it now.
Oh, it's the best.
I wasn't when I was younger, but now I watched some like video of like some like CIA guy talk about their hiring practices, and he was like, yeah, we have a particular thing that has to do with childhood abuse, and he's like, there's a good amount of abuse, there's a bad amount of abuse. Bad amount of abuse, drug addicts, untrustworthy. Not enough abuse, they don't work hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Good amount, perfect amount of abuse, right in the fucking middle.
Right.
I love that.
I know. I never.
Yeah, a few fingers in the butt. Good amount of abuse.
Nah, I don't know about
all
that.
different kinds of abuse.
The sexual abuse is no good. That shit fucks you.
We'll have to talk to the CIA.
Yeah, I think they know that a little sexual abuse is good too.
Back in the day when I used to fuck up, they were, and I would like.
See, I didn't get the sex.
If I had a wimp or like, you crying?
Me?
No, it'd be like, you crying?
You're such a good actor.
No, it'd be like, you're crying.
That was it.
I
Literally,
thought you said. I almost started crying.
Stopped me in my tracks.
I almost started crying. That was really good.
But he was gonna be like, no, like, I literally had my, you crying? Whoa. And I'll be like, you cry more, it's gonna get worse. So I'd be like, keep fucking crying.
Who did this to you? Your mother?
Anybody? So captivating. That was so.
But you're such a good actor.
But I'm saying anybody back in the day when we were in Moscow or Ukraine or anything like that, if you cried after you got slapped or something happened, you get fucked up even more. Yeah. And if you came home, complained about it to your parents,
they'll give you something to cry about.
Your mom would be like, oh, so you're the one that's in the wrong. And you're crying. She's like, okay, so now you're getting in trouble 3 times.
I didn't have that growing up, so maybe I just like needed it as a teenager. Because I got my first job at 13, working in a food truck, and then I had an abusive stepfather that came into the picture at that point. But
I had something like that too. That's actually very
stepdad.
funny.
Are you the picture?
The what?
No, he said came into the picture.
Oh.
Oh, stepfather sexual abuse joke.
Points
I
on the
want
board.
points.
That's what we're
I
doing.
want points for
We're
that.
doing childish.
No, I didn't get
punts here.
sexually
Yeah, we are.
abused until I was like
I
in my
need a
20s, which
pun
sucks. I wish it would probably have been more beneficial to me.
You were
if it-
sexually abused?
I've been roofied 4 times.
Is
Oh, that's a
that
little
bad or
wild.
good?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like those.
No. I want to
The
know.
sexual
Were
abuse is a little crazy.
Could a guy get sexually assaulted?
Yeah, I've been sexually assaulted by a woman. Yeah.
Come on.
I got roofied and woke up in a scenario that was incredibly fucking awful. Yeah, it was so scary. Can I talk about it?
Yeah, I would like
for
to
sure.
know how you woke up as a man and went, "This is uncomfortable." If there was another woman there.
I was drugged with something that not only made me pass out, and I was like, I woke up at this girl's house.
Awesome.
But
you didn't even have to pay for her Uber. She
Not the kind of person I would ever go for. By
Like
any
baby
means.
reindeer vibes.
She's disgusting. Animal.
So not. What?
Gross.
Fuck that bitch. Yeah, she was not attractive at all. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, we're not going to interrupt you. Go ahead with the
yeah, I
story.
want to know. This is getting good.
She drugged me at a bar. I was there with a friend. He was like, "We need to go meet these chicks. I'm in Miami," and I drink. You know, it's like I have definitely a ceiling that I understand. Went there, had a drink put down, and lights out. Woke up at this person's place, and she was like all over me and just like showering me with compliments, but I can't move. When I woke up, not only was I like I like literally was like, my body was like, I couldn't fucking, like, I could barely make a fist.
She showered you with compliments.
Just showering me with compliments.
Do you know what a real rape story sounds like? It
No,
doesn't
I
sound
know.
like that.
It's so, in terms of how bad it could be, I got off pretty
Ooh,
great.
You had
Oh
an
my
ugly
God.
girl in love with you.
You know what it
For
is?
now.
He has this thing. He struggles from different type of abuse. He's never been complimented. So he, in reverse, for him, he gets
I'm
upset
just
when
saying- I'm
other
just
people
saying-
get complimented and they don't receive
I'm just
it well.
saying this isn't really.
I meant to bring both of you flowers too. I was just late.
That's okay. You wore that shirt instead.
He had the flower. The
You're
shirt
like
is good.
Ace Ventura.
That's so much better than the Steiny. Oh, can we put
Ace
that
Ventura
in the
is
beginning?
better.
Yeah, but almost like if they redid it to make it a little more woke.
Yeah.
Gayer, definitely gayer. And I didn't think you could make Ace Ventura gay. You're like gay Ventura.
I feel like he could be. Does he have a wife?
Who?
Ace Ventura?
He didn't really, but he was in love with a chick with a dick in the front. And remember, Finkel was Einhorn.
Yeah,
Einhorn was Finkel?
Laces Up. That movie was tight. Oh my God. Not really that big of a sports. Are you guys sports dudes?
Nope, don't know anything.
Not big. I play them.
You look like you do.
I play a lot
so
of
you're an
sports.
actor.
I'm a wannabe actor, but I'm not an actor anymore.
Good-looking people could do whatever they want.
Nah, I relax.
You could change your
with
job.
the good-looking shit already. The acting thing is, I would love to do. I just think it's way too much politics. I'm also too brutal about my opinions, and I just don't think it's gonna work for me. You know what I
Do
mean?
you think it's changed? Because I feel like it's like, not to say the best time to be an actor, but it's probably the easiest time, right? With
Nah.
social
Also
media
the
and stuff
hardest,
like that.
right, to stand out.
The hardest
if you
to
can
stand
fund your
out,
own
'cause I
movies,
think
yes. If you have the money for your own movies, it's the best time.
It's almost
100%.
like you have to build a following, and then they'll put you in a movie.
But you gotta fund
fucking percent. That's like, Drewski, like all that stuff. Like you see someone get above a certain amount of following, start climbing with a certain amount of people, and it's
Right.
just like they're getting in a movie. I just think that shit changed when like the streaming stuff, like I forget. Oh, Jack Black. I was watching him in an interview, and he was talking about how people don't take risks with movies anymore, and it's just like like why does Battlefield have like the game we played as kids have to have a movie? Like movies used to be about like
Did Jack Black say
fraternity.
this?
Yeah,
He's literally in the Minecraft movie.
fuck.
He's literally
Damn,
bro.
that's such
Like
a
we
good-
get it. Like we get it. You're in Tropic Thunder. That's incredible to be a part of that because it's arguably the last like flag planted in like when you can do crazy blackface and other funny hysterical shit, and people understand it as humor. But my man's doing Minecraft.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
listen,
And
I
Jumanji.
don't know anything
He's
about
li-
Jack
he's
Black, but I watched an interview from Matt Damon, and he said it himself. He's like, yo, listen, the scripts used to be a lot more interesting, and the movie industry was a lot different. He's like, now everything's based on streaming. He goes, so it doesn't matter about like sales or anything like that. If a movie costs
Well, they
200
don't have
million,
sales.
you have to figure out a way to get that to 100 million and then some.
You need subscribers now.
He's like,
instead
yeah,
of
so if we're
seats.
we build scripts now out of convenience in the sense of like, how can we replenish the money back? Before we would take risks and knew that we would still be able to make money because people will go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
Because now it's just different.
This is an interesting thing because they actually have the same analytics Instagram does, right? Netflix. in theory.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So think about how much we play for the algorithm, right? Every content you make now, you're making for an algorithm, not fans. You're trying to manipulate the algorithm.
Correct.
Do you think Netflix, because now when you used to go to the movie theater, you'd be like, oh, there's so many tickets sold. That's all they knew, right? And maybe a few demographics about people's age if they stood outside like tallying. But now they could be like exactly when people tune out, exactly when people pause. They could be like, hey, Matt Damon, here's a script written by AI that says like, hey, at 37 minutes, we need something to change because here's why it worked in this movie and didn't in this movie, right? They're also probably playing to some sort of Netflix algorithm that keeps you there longer.
You know what's funny about algorithms? Yeah,
I think,
they can forecast 80% of like what will hit, but in reality and timing and everything that goes on nature-wise, there's still that natural like breakthrough moments where like you still can go against the grain. You don't have to follow this fucking algorithm.
Very hard.
It's hard, but you can still do it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
originality people are so thirsty for in general. But I think that it's changed so much. I think that like eventually you're going to go into sports bars at some point and we're going to see like TVs mounted like this way. You know what I mean? Like movies start being shot for vertical.
Oh,
use
yeah.
and-
Let me ask you a question. How do you stand out as a chef in a culture right now? I'll tell you what's happening. What used to happen to me, I was like the photographer, and then all of a sudden everyone's a photographer on social media, right? You were a chef. You are a chef. Bro, now you look in New York, half the social media in New York is chefs. How do you stand out in the food game right now when dudes like Couge and whatever the little mozzarellas and whatever, all those guys, it's not even about the food anymore.
Yeah, and to be connotated as a chef, you don't necessarily have to have proximity to a restaurant anymore.
Right.
But I would say similar to like maybe your route and like commending that is you being a photographer, me being a chef, the amount of information we put in that box, we didn't just like, I didn't at least gather that information to follow a specific rubric. Right. So like when I worked for the chef in upstate New York named Carmelo, he taught me something where he was like, you're at a point now where you're starting to get really good at something. You're going to meet people who do have the skills that you want to have, but doesn't mean you have to be that kind of a leader, manager, or even operator. He's like, and it just changed my life. You know, it's like, so how do I stand out as a chef? I don't try to. I really try to learn as much as I can about food and find ways to use that information that I've put in this box into whatever makes me the most happy. And I just see that like fucking money, but also cool stuff.
Money is cool
Money's
stuff.
tight. Money is tight.
Money brings you cool stuff. How do you make sure that the video you're making, you're still passionate, right? You're like, I'm making this.
Your videos are clean though. You actually have good content.
You have great content.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How do you, you still gotta dance for the man somehow, right?
Dude, that's me learning how to dance for the man is content, is trying to figure out how to, because on the back end, like I've been a culinary consultant now for 8-ish years. Which means like I started off with projects that weren't my full-time, and now I've been a full-time consultant for 6 years.
You get paid to tell people how to make food or what to make?
Yeah, come up with concepts. Basically the same thing I did when I was a private chef and like going around LA and getting private chef jobs so I could hire other people and get more chef jobs was so I could be the guy that people called when they had chef jobs so I could take the ones that I want.
And you don't got to be physically there. You can broker everything and just make your piece on top.
Yeah, and whenever the cool ones come up, I'm like, I'm doing that one. So the same thing with...
Who's the coolest celeb chef moment you had? Can you say?
Yeah, I mean, one of the coolest ones that comes to mind was when A$AP Rocky came home from prison. I cooked for him the day he got back.
What was his meal? What did he eat the day? Yes, you were in charge of A$AP Rocky's first meal from prison. Mm-hmm. How much pressure?
That, just like the competitions, no pressure, just locked in. So I'm like in my apartment at the time, a few blocks away from here, Ventura Canyon Avenue. I get a call at like 7 o'clock. I'm like stoned. I'm kind of tipsy. It's my day off. And I get a call. They're like, hey, there's someone out in Malibu that needs a private chef tonight. And I was like, nope, I'm good. They're like, they're paying a lot. And I'm like, nope, I'm good. And they're like, it's A$AP Rocky. And I was like, I'll be there fucking right now. And I was like, is he on but first I was like, there's no way.
But first off, how much?
I think it was like, at that time for a last minute private chef thing, it was probably like three or $4 grand. They said that it was under 10 people. But they had no parameters. I called them and I was like, hey, it's 7 o'clock. I'm going to hit traffic going there. I'm probably not going to be able to shop until 9. I'm not going to be there until like 9:30, 10. Food's not going to go on the table until 10:30, 11. They were like, we don't fucking care.
What he asked for, like carbone meal?
They had no specifics. There was an allergy that I can't remember, but it wasn't anything hyper specific. They didn't care. It was someone that just knew me and my stuff. So I just made like I can cook quickly. So
Nice.
I just made
I love
everything.
that.
I'm making just
But
like
that's why
steaks,
people
roast
call you right
chicken,
away, 'cause-
pasta,
Yeah. So
salads,
what was ASAP Rocky's first meal from prison?
I honestly couldn't tell you at all. I was like, I was like stoned and kind of tipsy. Like I drove there. If I got pulled over
Did they
on the
like
way,
it?
they loved it. He came in wearing the heaviest hand I've ever shook, wearing every ring like that could fit on a hand with bracelets. When he shook my hand, it like shook my arm back.
He's actually a cool dude, though.
He was so nice. He came in and was like, "Hey, thank you so much for doing this on last minute." He's like, "What kind of music do you fuck with?" And I was like, "I mean, like I'm big into hip hop, like blah blah blah." And I was like, "I listen to your stuff, like you know." And he was like, "You ever heard?" He showed me. He's like, "You ever heard a key?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Let me put something on for you." And he like waited to see if I liked it. And then once I did, he went away and he's like, put a playlist on. Coolest thing about that night, which was the craziest part, I walk in and it's like someone getting tattooed. His editing team's watching the old Robot Wars show. I'm like, this is a dude. Like he's just a human. They sit down. I go through security. There's a gate, you know, that like I have to have someone buzz me into. There's like a gate to the community. There's a security out front. There's like a series of things right here, walkie-talkies blinging for everyone coming in. All of a sudden, no walkie-talkies, just in walks a group full of girls. One of them is wearing a chainmail bodysuit that is literally see-through. They don't say hi to fucking anybody. They walk completely through the house. They just go in and sit down. And it's fucking Megan Thee Stallion and her friends.
Wow.
That's a
You know what's crazy?
huge
Rocky is
lady.
actually one of the more creative people in all of hip hop industry. By the way,
He's pretty tight,
He
yeah.
started a lot of trends, clothing wise.
I was gonna say
And
fashion-wise?
and also as far as filming videos, he had some of the most creative directing like videos.
Yep.
Period. Like he just did one in Ukraine mid-war. That video is insanity. Just one video, bro. It's a work of art.
Kanye's like, I'm gonna go to China.
Val's our black representative on the show.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get our
Eastern
black news,
Europeans.
black news.
I am.
Everything
I'm-
going on in the community. in
I'm
his
shade. I'm
community.
shade room for sure.
Yeah. He's yeah.
What is you're Ukrainian?
I'm Ukrainian. Yes.
Okay, but you
Yeah.
have a New Jersey. What? New
I don't know
York?
what it is.
Where
I don't
were
know
you?
what kind of accent it is.
Retarded. Little slow.
It's a
slow.
little,
This is my
little
third
mozzarella, little one by the rules kind of accent. I don't know what's going on with my
How'd you
accent.
get out
He's
of
a
New York
char-
without having a heavy?
Because he was
accent?
from New
I'm not a
Jersey. He's
clown.
not a New
I'm
Yorker,
not a character.
bro.
I'm not
He's
a clown
I'm
like
not
that.
a character.
I don't live the whole thing. They live the whole thing. Like the whole
Listen,
Brooklyn
listen.
personality is based in being Brooklyn. That's it. Oh, bruh. Oh,
You have
from
not
the
much
streets.
character.
Yo, this guy's 730.
You don't have a New Yorker character.
I don't need to be a New Yorker. I'm my own
You
person.
haven't been in the streets,
You're
Daddy.
just a caricature.
Daddy, you haven't been in the streets with us, Daddy.
They draw you. They stamp
Daddy.
you out.
Do you live in LA?
Don't they stamp
I
them
moved
out?
to LA. Yeah, me and my girl live in.
Huh?
They just stamp that voice out
Yeah,
in New York.
I like what
Like,
Shane
boom,
Gillis said
psst.
about it, where he was just like, as soon as Homeboy hit that pitch, he was like, white people just stop acting, talking cool like that.
What do you mean by that? What are you talking about?
Have you seen the Shane Gillis skit where he talks about who was it? The first time the black baseball player was allowed to play and he hit a home run.
And then white people stop.
And he was just like, yeah, up to the mound, old Curly. And he's like, that was the
No.
last fucking day anybody white talk like that.
Yeah. So we got to
New Yorkers are the only I feel like you guys have an accent. Southerners have like a twang. But you guys have like a specific dialect.
Well, Southerners
Italians.
They call it-
they extend their words.
Isn't it called like street pigeon talk? Like you guys talk like pigeons.
Pigeons? Yeah.
It's called urban talk,
You're
Is it?
white.
urban language.
Well, he's the one that
what?
can say
Yeah,
that.
I
He's
know.
Eastern
Yeah, but I
European.
grew up in parks and with everybody, so that's just how it is. You were too scared to go to parks, so let's talk
I
about
didn't
that
know. I
later.
went to real places.
Yeah, you lived in
I went-
Jersey your
I
whole life.
got culture.
You were
I
a
got
sheltered
culture.
suburban kid.
I was in Manhattan all the time.
When Mr. Bean's
Yeah, when you
your
were
dad,
like
it's tough.
20.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's already too late.
That's fine.
Look at him now.
Yeah, awesome. Now I'm not like
Hey,
a
he's the
caricature.
guy holding the paper. That's pretty big.
That is big.
All right, guys.
You got oat milk in
very
that.
important. Very important
No,
questions.
I got regular milk.
Oh, damn it. That was a risk.
Before we continue, since we were talking about cooking for people that you cooked for, who would you rather cook a meal for? Okay, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump? You can only pick one. And don't be scared. Don't be shy. If you want to cook one for Donnie and have a good giggle,
It would be for the giggle.
Okay.
It would be for the giggle.
Okay.
Fundamentally, if you're talking about who I would
Don't be scared.
whose side am I on?
No, I'm not saying whose side. I'm talking about dinner.
The funnest one would 100% be Trump.
There you
I
go.
think that guy. I think his biggest L was just not going into comedy. You know, he's like he's so fucking funny. Like in terms of like him just laughably being able to commit to a bit.
Dude, but it's not even about how, it's just who he is. Like, if you told me, would you rather have dinner with Hitler or someone who survived the Holocaust? Still Hitler, right? Because it's just more interesting. It's so much more interesting. So much more interesting to talk to Adolf Hitler than someone that just happened to not get gassed.
I don't know.
Right?
Well,
It's
he's
just
the
kinda
Jewish
like,
one. You're Eastern
right,
European. You have topics you can weigh in on, and he has his topics.
In the Trump situation,
in
he's
my
more
logic,
interesting.
if somebody was like, "Oh, do you want to talk to the guy that owns J.P. Morgan or his highest salesman that does all the deals and wheeling and dealing?" I would want to talk to the salesman.
Yeah.
Not the owner of J.P. Morgan.
To your point, when I was in high school, I went to 4 different high schools, and the first one was an all-boys Catholic high school, and I fucking did not have a good time. But my public speaking class, I remember they were like, the final thing was do a speech on the most impactful public speaker of all time. And I condescendingly was like, good or bad? And they were just like, I got in trouble for asking that question. And so I did my thing on Hitler. It was just
good.
impactful. And I was trying to ask a genuine question. I was like, do you mean for the good of society or for the bad of society?
Your analogy doesn't work. It actually cements my point more, because you said the head of JP Morgan or the guy who does the sales. I'm like, fine. You don't want to talk to Hitler. You want to talk to the guy running the ovens.
Ooh. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Still better than the survivor, because there's so
A lot more interesting than Hitler.
Nah, Hitler's fucking way more interesting.
No.
The guy who told the guy, here's a great idea, you're going to learn how to push people in the ovens.
I would rather hear the second man like that.
What?
Would really see the
Hitler's
both perspectives. I would rather see somebody that's seen everything.
Hitler's seen it all.
Let me break
Hitler
it down
saw it all.
separately. If I had to cook for one of them, I'll cook for the person who had to go through the Holocaust. But if I had to
Exactly.
interview one of them, it'd be
Stop.
the
You
interview
wouldn't
would
cook for
be
Hitler just to kill him?
What a risk, though. What if I just get it wrong and he's just like, bye? Because I'm also, I think, a fake German. My mom always told me that we were German growing up. I thought I was German and Mexican. Then I did my DNA shit, and I was like, it's like a Target receipt. But like, we were more Jewish than we were German by a huge marker. And so I was like, what was because she was adopted. I was like, what was the adopted name? She was like, Blankenheim. I was like, that sounds Jewish. That sounds like a Jewish person that was like, we need to be German right now.
Yep.
What can we attach this Heim to?
Yeah.
You would cook Donnie a dinner over Miss Harris.
Yeah, I'd go
Vice
Donnie
President
for sure, just purely for the satirical thing. He's
great.
He's a maniac.
What would
He's
you
a
make
maniac.
him? What would you make him? What meal would you feed Donald Trump?
Well, he's fucking 80. So I'd just bust out the classics. I'd just do like steakhouse shit. I feel like, just like super sick proteins and fucking, I feel like he likes cream corn and that kind of stuff. I don't know anybody that would. I don't hang out with anybody that wouldn't. But I just also feel like he's not doing too hot in the health department. I feel like if I fed him the way that I would want to, he's going to need a week.
That's good, though.
Yeah. Let him recover.
I get it.
All right, Val, that was a good question. What is the day in Hell's Kitchen like? Okay, so you start off the day by you get woken up at 5 to 7 a.m. and then you have like a little bit after they've done the dog and pony dance of being like, okay, you have a couple seconds. And then at any moment, then it'll bring you out to the first competition. That'll take like maybe an hour between like the actual competition and then delineating. Then you go directly from that to the punishment or the reward. And then you go directly from that to dinner service. And then in between all that shit, you do the confessionals, which I call snitching.
How many people cry during the process?
I saw hella people cry. I think I saw every single person there cry.
Soft.
I wish I would have cried. When I got eliminated, I wish I would have just went in that moment. But I just like locked in. I was like, thank you so much for the experience, and just walked the fuck out instead of like living in that moment. So gay, right?
He's like, thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was just like, all right, thank you. And then I should have fought for that. No, I was just so in shock.
I should have punched a cameraman.
I did almost fucking. Well, I didn't want to be the person that started, but I kept trying to get this one guy, Mark, to fight me. There was 3 separate times, and at the end of it, the last one, I put my hands behind my back, and I was like, "You won't fucking hit me."
I like
man.
that you get gully. That's good, bro.
Dude. See? I think I had the most gangster moment in that show's history. So when you win the challenges, you get to choose sometimes who goes up for elimination, and I had been dominating individual challenges. This kid, Mark, he's a grown-ass man. Have respect for him now. Punk in the show, though. He just couldn't admit when he was wrong and couldn't admit when he would fuck up and blame everything on anyone else. Yeah. So I kept trying to get him out. And then my boy Adam went home, and I was like, fuck, I'm not losing anybody else in my fucking team. I won the next challenge. And then I was like, all right, I'll give everyone a fucking chance to talk. And then he just talked over everyone. And the two people that I wanted to go up, they were just basically afraid. And he kept trying to interrupt everyone and I was like, fine, fuck it. I just shut him. I was like, you fucking think you're better than everyone here? Fine. I'll give you your fucking shot, boy. Like, I'll put myself up for elimination right now. You really think you can fucking beat me? I'll give you your fucking shot. But when we stand up there and Gordon tells me I'm going home because you're better, I'll look you in the eyes and I'll shake your fucking hand. But when you go home today, little man, shake my fucking hand. Ooh! And he wouldn't. We got up there. Everyone else, like, when I put myself up for elimination, they were like, and Gordon's like, yeah, why are you're not, you get to choose. And I was like, I am choosing. I'm standing up for my fucking team. I was like, you gave me the responsibility. If this is what I need to do as a leader, I don't think this person deserves to fucking be here. Ooh. And homeboy just like spouted a bunch of shit. And then he was just
the
like,
producers probably were like,
they were
let's
like,
do this.
Yeah, it's gold.
So I gave them so much shit.
Tough,
but yeah,
tough.
he fucking lost. He didn't shake my hand. He walked out.
He's an idiot sandwich.
We're cool now. We're so good now. We're like, I treat it like boxing. It's at the end of it. Even if it gets gritty and people say shit, I want to shake your hand. It's all good.
Yeah, it's just sport.
I fuck with it.
That's how I treat it.
Speaking of shows, though, real fast before you move on to that, Bear. How accurate is that show?
Incredibly accurate to a fault. Or not to a fault. I think that the third season, everyone fucking hates it, but they showed really well what it was like. Spoiler, have you seen it all?
I didn't watch the full third episode
Okay, then I won't.
Because it got boring a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Because
the crybaby shit where she's trying to switch up on them.
Everyone doesn't need an episode.
When she's trying to switch up on them, kind of annoys me. I don't like that. Very corny.
The part where he's like, he has all this anxiety and animosity for his career, and he blames it on this one person, and he finally gets this moment to be like, fuck you. And the guy's like, you asked for this. I gave you it. And so I thought that was really good. That was really good. Because that's what most chefs don't fucking see. They chase the goal. Like the shit that Carmelo was telling me, like, you don't have to follow in the footsteps of everyone else.
Carmelo Anthony?
No, fuck, I wish.
That's cool. I just wanted to know how accurate it is because me and my girl, we run around the apartment saying yes, chef to each other. So, you know what I mean?
That's how, to say behind, that's more
important.
It's
a good way to get your girlfriend to start agreeing to everything.
Yeah. I'd be like, yo, and we like the
Anal?
Spanish
Yes,
accent
chef.
where the lady goes, yes, chef. She goes, yes, chef. Jeff. She says Jeff. She literally says Jeff, like Jeff.
Then you got to start saying we chef when you're in trouble. That means you're like on the French basics.
Yeah.
That's fire. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Cut you off a little bit.
He printed out the paper, man. It's fucking a lot.
So I had, a couple.
This is a 5-part question.
Oh,
and I'm reminding you that I thought you weren't Asian.
I could pretend.
Okay, so let's just unpack the question, and then you can give me answers to all of it. Exactly as I wrote this. Is there anything you won't cook? I hate to ask you this because you're Asian, and this is going to be playfully racist, but would you cook a cat, a dog, a human? What's a good side with dog? Okay,
I think it depends on the kind of dog. I've had this conversation a lot with chefs of like, if you had to cook a dog, which one would you cook breed wise? And I just think there's a lot of things like you don't want something that's like super athletic, like a bulldog or some shit like that. Something that has hella intramuscular fat.
Like what?
That'd be tight.
What's a tasty dog?
Rubbery.
Yeah. Bulldogs might be a little bit too much, but like maybe like a Bernese Mountain Dog. Something that has
fat
like,
on it, baby.
Yeah, fat, but good amount of muscle. I think something that at the end of the day, you don't want to cook a fucking dachshund.
You want to get a little Toro
because
piece
you
out
could
of there.
stuff the little stomach capacity cavity with a lot of stuff.
You need a fatty neck.
So okay. Let's say there's the dog. Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, Bernese Mountain Dog. So they're like big enough to the point where they have some lean muscle, but they do have some fat.
What do you think dog
and also
tastes
like dog.
Would you ever eat dog in a country where it's legal?
Yeah,
ethically. Could you?
I wouldn't turn it down. Like I was just in Thailand, and this lady invited me to where she was from, and she's like, I grew up in a place with like no electricity. We had candles, and we hunted for every single meal. And I was like, holy shit. She's like, cats, dogs, fucking frogs, everything.
Right, but doesn't mean you need to partake.
I would, if it was a heritage thing, fuck yeah, I'd try it. And also human, I mean.
I'm with you, but like the other side would say, just because it's legal over there doesn't mean it's okay, right? Like I could probably go to Thailand and bang a boy. Doesn't mean I could do it here.
Yeah, my boy when I was out there.
But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right?
Fuck
You don't get that
I'm not
concept?
sure. I don't know
Okay,
what you
would
mean.
you eat a dog in China if that's what they do there, right? You'd feel weird coming home being like, I ate a dog. Or we'd be like, oh, it was legal over there. So what if you went to Thailand and banged a 15-year-old boy? It's legal there. It's not so legal in America, right? It's the same. Would you experience the same kind of guilt?
My boy Liam, who should come on this podcast, but when I got back from Thailand, he's like, "You're telling me you didn't hook up with the lady boy there? That's like me coming to Sonoma County, where I'm from, and being like not going wine tasting."
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know if those play in the same
Did you
field.
go to Thailand?
But I did. Yeah, that's where I worked.
No lady boys?
No.
How hot are they, though?
Hot. I went on Tinder just to like look at some stuff, and I was like, all right.
Damn.
Like,
do you
also,
know what we're talking about?
For a hiring practice, I've used
No, I just
Tinder
don't
for
know.
years.
You don't do the gay things, so I'm just trying to explain. You know how you explain the black culture? We're going to explain the gay culture.
What do you mean?
I love when Eastern Europeans explain black
No, but
culture.
what do you mean I don't do the gay thing?
Like, do you know what lady boys are?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Like the
asking.
name speaks for itself. Lady boys.
There you go.
Yeah, super beautiful to the point where I'm like, I would not know until the test was being taken.
Like, I would be like, I'd go to Thailand and I'd hook up, I'd make out with these girls and get blowjobs because I can lie to myself enough, like I do every day, that they don't have penises.
You would never do it.
Like, as
I
long
don't even
as they're
think you'd have to
covered.
lie at that point. You just don't have to. Just don't open the box.
I'd be like, just a big clit.
You would
come
never
on.
do it. You would never do it.
I would do it.
No,
I'd
you
catch a
wouldn't.
blowjob.
No,
from
you
a
wouldn't.
fucking-
No, you
Why
wouldn't.
not?
Because I know you would.
I live
Squad
once.
bonding trip. We all gotta go.
You don't think I would, honestly?
You would never.
I wouldn't suck her penis.
You would never do it, period.
Why?
Because I know you.
You don't think I've ever made out with a trans woman without knowing?
No.
I think I've kissed a few dudes
Oh.
or former dudes or whatever.
It's great. It's good for content, the guys.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Buddy.
I'll tell you this. Before I knew Emma Rose, I would have made out with Emma Rose.
My friend did, and he was pretty scared after.
Emma is dope.
She's
That's what I
sick.
mean.
She's
No, I'm
such
saying
a
like dope,
sweetheart.
like dope chick.
She's the homie.
But I'm saying I already see
Can't.
that look doesn't. It's not like I could tell
Yeah,
right
but
away
I'm
that look is
drunk
not.
in a club. Have you seen the girls I fucked? Val, you were there. There's literally like I fucked a girl
Yeah,
from
and it
Sacramento
was never-
that the entire club called the Pug. For 2 years, they're like, "Yo, Kirill's the Pug keeps coming back to the club after you fucked her." This girl was called the Pug. You think Emma Rose
Yo, the
isn't
pub would
hotter
be a
than the
fire
Pug?
coffee shop or like a fire restaurant.
Right, and then they sell
today's
weed
episode.
out of the back called the Plug.
We'll
let that sit.
circle back. We'll circle back to this.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
ask you this question: is there anything you won't cook? Like, would you cook human meat? Not in circumstances of like, oh
Of
my god, people
dire
are gonna die,
situations.
but just like, yo, I'm a billionaire. I call you up. Yo, what's up, Cody? Here's this crazy dinner we're having. We're gonna pay you $100 grand. You're gonna sign an NDA. We have ethically sourced human meat, right? These are child
Aaron, who
molesters.
do we work
So
with?
that would be my
Child-
first question.
Wait. Ethically sourced human meat. They're child molesters. Like, you don't have to worry about it. We're gonna eat them.
Child
Will you-
molesters definitely don't have good meat to eat.
Why? They've
It's not
only been
grass-fed.
eating. They've
I mean, you
That
gotta
shit
be
is not
pretty.
grass-fed.
I mean,
to be
I
a child molester, you're pretty much a virgin.
No,
And
you
you
eat
gotta be-
Pringles all day long, probably.
I feel like you got to be wealthy to be. No, I guess it's pretty.
Yeah, but they massage their dick all day. It's like Wagyu.
No,
I would be
no.
like, give me that dick. Give me
I
that
would want.
dick.
I would want like a rich dude from Miami with like a little tummy.
Yeah, like Scott Storch.
Somebody like that. Yeah.
All right, so
No,
we're gonna
there's
get you
much
Scott
cocaine in
Storch.
those bones.
Yeah, you don't want a rich guy from Miami.
No, I need a guy that walks every day on the beach and just
Yeah,
super
but he's not-
healthy,
but you need
drinks
a fat
juices.
guy.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
Okay,
he has
so
a
it's Val.
sumo.
Okay, so it's Val.
Yeah, but I don't have fat.
This is
I don't have
sumo
fat
wrestler.
though. I
Well,
need
like,
something a little fatty.
Maybe fattened you up before a little.
Okay, Harvey Weinstein.
Sure.
We're eating Harvey
No,
Weinstein.
I
Harvey
don't know if I
Weinstein's
like
gross.
the idea of it being a bad guy. I don't know.
It has to be a bad guy.
I don't know. All right. Well, so
I would eat
if-
Steiny. Let's just put it that way. I would eat Steiny. Like if we cooked Steiny, I
Not
would eat
enough.
him.
Yeah.
Nah, I would eat him. I think
No,
he
not
has a
enough
fire
meat.
Not
Toro
enough
piece. You
meat.
could get a fire Toro piece out of Steiny.
Yeah, he definitely has some good, like, he's
Nah,
got
stop
like the
playing
dad
with us.
bod a little bit.
Yeah, it
Steiny's a
doesn't
fire.
seem like he's been consistent.
Steiny,
Okay.
If you cook Steiny, I would eat that.
Would you cook a man?
Yeah. I'd probably.
This is a
even worse. I'd
man's
probably want
world.
to cook a woman. I mean, they would have more intramuscular fat
A woman
on average.
or a man?
You probably want to cook a woman at that point. I
Like a
feel
fat woman?
Megan
a black
Stallion
woman?
would be a fire meal.
Megan Thee Stallion would be insane. Well, just in terms of like, desert island shit, if you're like hacking off someone's leg, like you don't want to eat all that one bite. You'd probably want to like extract salt from salt water and cure it like prosciutto and keep it forever.
Megan the Stallion prosciutto meat would be amazing. Let me ask you, do you think white people and black people taste different?
Okay, so I worked for the owner of Birkenstock, the
wow.
shoe company. I was the culinary director for his private lifestyle company. It was my first job that wasn't a chef, traditionally. he had a hunting farm, 2 hunting farms in South Africa. And so he was like, we were like, well, how can we make money here? And I was like, well, what if people could catch and then eat whatever they caught in a tasting menu? And he was like, yeah, I have 2 farms. He's like, we have a slaughterhouse. I go through the facility, nothing that I need, no like cranks or hooks or anything that I can lift shit up with and move it around, no fucking floor drains to bleed shit out, like nothing I need to break down an animal, which I have done pigs, cows, stuff like that at that point.
Could you do a human?
Yeah, easily.
How much would you need if I was like, I have a human I need to chop up? Homie rate.
Fuck, 20 bands, I think.
20 grand?
Yeah.
You would.
Oh, you got them hood prices, boy. You got them fucking Chicago prices, baby.
Go
Don't
back.
tell anybody, all right?
20 bands?
to cut up a body?
I'm just breaking
Brother,
it
we
up.
can hire you tomorrow.
I'm just breaking it up.
We're doing this?
Yo, you
Let's
got
do
some
it.
fucking...
Dude, you're Asian. I would just be like, chop suey. That's the name of my company. I chop up people.
Well, because it's just in terms of like the major areas, I could have like a human broken
How
down
quickly
into like
could you dismember a human body?
to all the parts and do like a suitcase.
No, you're going to get us flagged with FBI, bro. You got to chill.
Probably like under an hour if I'm really working.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. No, actually, probably quicker than that. It depends on how the blood situation.
Are
if
you
I was
hard
able
the
to
entire
crank.
time?
No, not for the first part, but for the last part. Yeah, when I put it in the bag and it's all organized.
You
No,
can
I'm kidding.
dissect tuna, like those big-ass tunas, and just fucking get those sickest slabs of...
Toro.
Yeah, it's been a second since I've broken one of those down. But anyways, so I'm in Africa. I'm like, I get to the spot and I'm like calling someone. I'm like, I need like basically like $20,000 worth of stuff in terms of amount of people, the stuff I need, and I need it here tomorrow. And then they wheel up a fucking car that has a dead zebra in the back of it. And they're like,
chill, homie.
yo. And so I'm just like in the fucking, I worked 124 hours that week. And I was just like, from the time the zebra got dropped till it was broken down and fabricated, I just had to work like around the fucking clock. So in terms of like what I've wanted to cook, the zebra,
Yeah, my
zebra
man's got
fucked
zebra
my
money.
day up, man. Well, and then at that point, it was like the
you
floodgates
cry?
were open. No.
Do you
no,
don't
I
cry
was
for these
locked in.
animals? You don't feel sad a zebra had to die?
I cry when I kill, or I'll get
What,
emotional
human?
when I kill
That
stuff.
sounded like-
Um,
The Netflix clips.
yeah, we'll run this back in
happening
5
there?
years.
Oscar, put this in the promo.
Well, when I've
I
had
cry
to
when I
kill
kill.
animals, chickens, pigs, stuff like that, I don't enjoy, and I try to hunt every 2 years. So I kind of, because if I'm going to be a part of the education system of like teaching people how to cook meat and also serving it to people, I feel like I have to know and be okay with it. I don't know. It's a weird thing I've done. It's probably fucking silly, but I have to be able to kill something to be able to keep doing this.
You sure you're not in a gang, bro?
No, almost. I mean, by accident, but it's
might
been a
be.
while.
Really got that crip energy.
No, well, I'm just like fucking.
I just like the taste of blood.
I'm a lover.
fucking
If I'm
around.
gonna do it, I want it to be done really well, and so I want to know how it works and shit like that.
Nah, I fuck with that.
Like
I'm
the
just
culling
obviously, I'm
process.
just JKing. I'm just saying you'd be a fire hitman.
Yeah, and
you-
I got a bunch of knives and shit
so-
like that, so it's easy.
So Val is always assembling a heist crew.
Yeah, you want to be part of my high school?
100%. Yeah.
I think you are a missing component because you definitely need somebody who's like,
Korean.
yeah.
But one thing about you, you're too flirty. You can't flirt with too many people in the
I'm not flirting anymore. I've learned my lesson. I'm done.
would say-
I'm out of
But
the
you look
fucking
like
game.
he unpacks himself out of the suitcase that he then packs
Yeah,
a
yeah,
body
yeah.
in. Like you look like you're like,
Because
you
if
know,
we're doing
like-
a heist, we got to
You
be
just put the
focused.
quarter of the machine and I pop out of it.
yeah.
Yeah, because
But you do attract a lot of attention, and we probably during the heist were like, Cody,
we can't peacock.
Cody, like, what
No
are you
peacock.
doing?
That's
Paint your
what I-
nails. Paint your nails. Look
I'm
at this
the
fucking.
distraction then.
we gotta be like super.
Whatever. You don't want me. You don't want me. All right. I got my own fucking heist
No, but I'm
crew,
saying
okay?
if you could disassemble fucking a human that fast, we might need you just in case. We need
It
to.
sucks because now I'm like really thinking about it. I'm like, I wonder how much. I feel like since then I'm like, I probably get it down to 35
Dude,
minutes.
you probably could make more money just chopping up bodies.
All right, bro.
Easily.
You're really
I could wait-
incriminating everybody.
If I
on
went
this
to,
podcast.
I'm just
yeah.
saying.
I mean, I've went completely rock bottom 3 times now through work scenarios or personal
What does that
scenarios.
mean?
Oh well, after like the Birkenstock thing was like 3 years in Germany, and then I got deported from that country.
Why? What did you do?
expired visa.
I worked for a company that was paying for my visa that like situated me. I was like doing really great for a few years, and I was buying a farmhouse in Germany to start a show called Forest to Table, where I did all foraged or hunted stuff for the events. And Vice was interested in it. things were moving forward. The company I used to work for that I parted ties from, someone in the company who fucking hated me, basically got the person who hired me drunk as fuck and had them sign a fucking, just like convinced them that I was evil, had them sign something that basically canceled my 10-year visa that I had paid for by the company. I didn't know. So I was doing well at the time for a 24-year-old, and I was setting up the show. I bought a farmhouse, was like doing everything for the place, like putting in bathrooms, walls, fucking electrical, plumbing, setting it up to be like the sickest fucking dining house that I would live in. That person got me out of the fucking company. I set up my mailbox and I got a bunch of letters just basically saying that my visa was canceled. I had been out living my stay. Then cops came and were like, it's not like violent, like they throw you in a bag. They were like German, so they're super documented. They're like, this is the steps you need to follow or else it just gets worse. So I had to I couldn't, because I lost my visa, own that house. So I had to pay so much fucking money. Like I went immediately into like almost 70 grand worth of debt at 24 to get out of that. And then I started working for like a Saudi Arabian prince. Oh, and I lost my sense of smell too. That's when I lost, like, it was like cocaine? 3 weeks before that. So I had a pretty rock star job. I was like, for a young cook at least, like, not like an actor.
Were you doing more cocaine
like
than cooking?
I was doing a lot of drugs.
Okay.
And I was getting a lot of stuff for free.
Well, it's a high pressure job, right?
And I was working like 100. Oh, well, pressure, but I loved it. I was in the center of it, but I'd just be like drunk or fucked up all the time. I put on full blown, like I put on an entire 120 person event one time, called my sous chef the next day. And I was like, hey, bud, I'm picking you up at 5, or like in 5. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, we have the event today. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, the event's done. Starts sending me pictures. He's like, we did it fucking yesterday. He's like, it's Sunday. And I was like, I was just high performing. Just kind of like, not to say.
Is that what fucked up your sense of smell?
You went full schizo.
I went fucking full ham, yeah.
That's crazy.
The drugs ruined your schnoz?
I got really fucking sick after a period where it felt like, I mean, what people talk about with COVID, but way worse, where I was just like, I couldn't move for an entire week. And my sister, I had hired her at the point, and she was like living with me. I couldn't move to go to the bathroom. She would like physically pick me up and like help me. I could barely eat, and then afterwards I couldn't smell or taste.
I'm sure during it was
gone.
sad, but now it's cool, man. Cool story. You're a rock star.
Saudi Arabia prince sounds fun too.
You're both Jewish.
Mein Ishma.
Are you?
I found out I was Jewish via blood, and it's on my mom's side, so I guess technically.
Are you circumcised?
No.
Step up. We're gonna start doing something.
How do they do that?
I got one at 6.
At 6?
Yeah, I got
Isn't
it in
that
America.
late?
I got it in America when the Jews were like, time to
about
pay
sexual
up.
abuse.
They were like, pay up for letting me stay in like a Jewish community camp while my parents worked when we got to America. So after like giving all that freebies, you know, Jews don't give away shit for free, so they demand a little foreskin from a 6-year-old little Russian boy. My dick paid for my babysitting. That's gonna sound weird in a clip. Have you ever sent a dick pic?
No.
See the
wait, same.
what?
Same.
Never?
No, he's good
Wait,
looking.
have you
He doesn't
been in
need
committed
to.
relationships?
I send selfies.
Oh well, I've sent something to like something like of that sort to my to the relationship I'm in right now.
That's a long way to
So it's
say.
a dick pic.
Yeah, I guess.
Or meaning,
Have you ever stolen someone else's dick pic and sent yours?
As a joke.
I had a kid in
really?
Brooklyn one time do that to one of our friends, and he took that shit very serious, like personal.
Did he have a hog?
He said, yo, when he comes through to the barbershop, I'm gonna fucking press him. That's fucking disrespectful. It was Galper sent it to one of
And
our
some
boys.
other dudes
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
And
That's
he's
awesome.
like, yeah, and he's like, yo, why would you send me that? That's fucked up. And he's like, oh, my bad, I the wrong number.
Wait. So is there a difference between a dick pic and a picture that you send of your dick to your partner?
No.
To you?
No. I don't
That's
send
the
one
same
around.
thing.
I would just ask, like, have you ever found a good dick on the internet and sent it around as if it's yours? Have you ever used someone else's dick to be your dick?
No.
No.
Where do you hold the dick? Do you hold it like by the tip?
See,
or at the
fuck,
base?
man,
When
I
you
just
send
feel
one,
like-
or do you let it hang?
Recently, I've been trying to get into like trying to take better photos because I feel like I've just been like really missing the mark lately. But I don't know a standard, you know.
I think you're asking that question because you need to hold your shit. Like most people, like,
You don't need to hold it? Doesn't it fall on your belly?
No,
or will you just hold it with that?
No,
dick
but I think
muscle
proper
like a-
hand placement can be
you
fucking
hold it in
pretty key.
like a hot dog. Yeah. How do you hold it for a dick pic? How do you hold a dick pic?
You just, I guess you would.
I wish
you just,
there was
you
like
just stand there like this, and it just stands.
I mean,
up
you're a
to you?
photographer. Wouldn't you know this?
I don't like to photograph things on myself.
You need
I'm
to-
gross.
In the last 2 years, I've sent more of stuff like that than I ever have in my entire life.
Why
for
is
sure.
that? You got some kind of. What is going on?
Well, is this gonna go on the podcast?
No,
I mean,
this is just us
obviously-
talking into microphones in
obviously-
your friend's house. For
Yeah,
no
we're just
reason.
having fun here, bro.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We all just got dressed up.
Well, then I started dating Adria, and then
Oh yes, I forgot to bring this up.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah,
I
his
just don't want
ex-
her to
his-
fuck. I think she fucking hates me, and
That's
I just
okay.
don't want it to get
I'll
worse.
lube it. Adria Ray.
Oh, you dated the girl.
Did she peg you?
Ray.
The girl, no, she's
Would you
into
let her?
that shit. No, fuck no.
To get
Well,
her-
I should say
to get her back.
no. Oh,
Wait,
no,
homie,
I
hold
broke
on
up-
one second.
well, I broke up.
Rewind, pause.
Oh.
1 second.
Viral moment.
1 second, brother.
Is that the thing?
Do me a favor. So I'm trying to understand. You pipe both, or you just pipe the girls, or you pipe like.
He doesn't know if you're.
Oh, I'm just a heterosexual male. No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't,
bam.
I
There
don't
you
find
go.
men attractive or
Oh,
anything
go,
like
go,
that.
go,
Damn,
go,
that
go,
goes.
go,
women.
The rest of my questions are gone.
Yeah, because he was over here trying to ask some crazy questions. I think you're straight, bro.
Yeah, as
Oh.
the day is long for sure.
Have you ever kissed a man?
I've kissed my friends. You know, like my brother is like annoyingly Italian. So
I hate
like,
that you're straighter than me.
Hey, fucking, what kind
I
of
don't-
fucking read do you have? These guys
Well-
are banging fucking porn stars over here, fucking coming up with crazy
Whoa.
questions.
I lost half the interview here.
All right. Okay.
So you guys had a cute little thing, whatever.
Did you meet at my house?
No, so she went to every other party that I wasn't at. And then she started following me, and then I forget. She responded to something I posted, and I was like, if you ever need recipes, let me know. And she's like, I think I just want to annoy you. And it was like cute and fun.
Can I,
okay,
can, I
that's
some,
cool.
can I ask some questions about the relationship? Because
Yeah.
I will never fuck Adria Ray. So let me just live through you vicariously. A few questions. Was it fun to bang a porn star?
I think that there was a lot of pressure around that as a concept. So it's like I had more fun when
It's like
me
cooking
and-
for Gordon Ramsay, just with your cock.
Oh, yeah. Will you try to keep
so
up
it's
with
like,
their history?
would you want to cook for Gordon Ramsay in Hell's Kitchen, or would you want to cook for Gordon Ramsay at his house? You know what I'm
but
saying?
you're-
It's like, so like the stuff that happens on the show versus like how I would actually react in
I
the
feel like he
house.
pipes you after he calls you an Indian sandwich, though.
No, but
Probably fucking pipes too, man.
Yeah, he's aggressive, that motherfucker.
Well, and he's fucking huge, dude. His shoe, I think he has like size 14 boots. I saw him kick a dent in a low boy that are like 2 inches thick of metal.
He got into a serious accident, biking accident recently.
He
got
did.
rocked by a car, bro. Pretty
He
hard.
did. And then my friends on set for Hell's Kitchen told me he went in the same day. He's really into athleticism.
No, he got his shit cracked, bro. His face, he looks normal.
Oh,
Out
Gordon?
of nowhere, it lifts up his shirt. His entire body's in black and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came to set that same fucking day.
He's a
apparently.
stud, though.
He's
I fuck with him. I like that he's aggressive.
Never missed. He's always on time, if not early, and he has the most impeccable memory out of anything I've ever seen. There was one time, the time I fucked up that I was saying where I was the idiot sandwich. I couldn't remember a ticket. I put up one too many of a dish and then one too little of a dish right after one another, and he stopped service and was like service 3. He just started spouting off tickets, and I knew what day it was, but I couldn't remember the entire thing. He spouted off every single ticket that he called from 3 days ago. Every dish that he said when he runs over, like one for every single table, he remembered that and he was like, if I can remember that one, he started doing 2 days ago, and then he got into the first one and he stopped. He's like, if I can remember this, you can't remember 2 fucking things. He's like, why? No.
Wow, you must have felt like an idiot.
I felt so dumb. When he makes you feel dumb, he
Yeah,
That's a bicycle.
bad.
That's a bicycling accident.
Yeah, that's what I said. Bicycle.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that the kitchen did that. Okay.
no,
can I go back to dating a porn star?
Yes, let's go.
Real
I'm
quick,
sorry.
I just need a little more juice. I'm like very interested here. So you're saying having sex with a porn star, there was pressure for you, or you're just saying that it wasn't?
Oh, there
what
was,
you think?
there was. I mean, sure, there was pressure maybe at first, because I mean, I just like when we started talking, she was just like really fun, and so it was like nice to talk
the
to
best.
her. She's hella fun.
Arguably
She's
the
a
most
sweetheart.
well-adjusted porn star I know. Arguably.
She's the first. Well,
Adria Wright.
I've met people at your parties, and I've become friends with some of them and stuff like that. But she's the first person like who does that for work that I've ever like spent a lot of time with.
Yeah, she seems
So
to
I
be able
didn't
to
know.
detach.
She's hella fucking cool. We had hella fun, and so we were talking on the phone for months before I even went to meet her.
Do you jerk off to her beforehand?
I hadn't seen her stuff before, so I did look up stuff just
Did
to
it
be
intimidate
like,
you seeing her take down like a dread?
You
You know what dread is?
Yeah.
Dread is literally 3 times the size of that microphone.
He's the obliterator.
I wouldn't be able to follow.
From that
He's
show.
the obliterator.
Yeah. Did
So-
that scare you ever?
Yeah, there is definitely part of it where I'm like, okay, this is like such the role reversal for me, where people are like, afraid to cook for me because of what I do professionally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like on the other side of that, I'm like, okay, I might not be a professional cook, but I'm a pretty good home cook. You know, and so I'm like, I think I got, you know, something to that effect. But yeah, I was definitely like nervous. But I just think it was more so like I didn't want the stigma of the whole her being involved in that to be the driver of like how we had sex or what we did and shit like that.
You want it to be natural.
Yeah, but you still cooked for her.
Yeah.
Right. So blow me like you do on the movies.
Yeah, we'd make dinner. Yeah,
I'm cooking for you like I do on Netflix.
She's hella fun. She's like a.
That's awesome.
She just like plays video games and.
You know what's crazy about her? She was probably the only person that we had in the office where I was like, oh, this is like a normal person, like just.
Dude, I love hanging out with her.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
She's tight. When we started going, when we started going downhill, I was like, I was sad the way that it turned out because she's definitely a sweetheart. You know, like.
Oh, that's cool. Listen,
but you know,
things
people
happen.
don't like work out. Yeah, I think one thing I learned a lot with that, and it was just like. How do I say it? Our traumas didn't get along. You know, it's like the type of abuse that I went through as a kid versus the type of abuse that she went through as a kid and stuff like that. When she got triggered and I got triggered, those people didn't communicate at all.
Wow.
So it's like,
That's deep.
you know, it's like I realized that like I can't, like when I get yelled at, like I shut down and I would rather fucking not, like I have such a fear of saying things that I don't mean. Like I hate being mean. Like I hate being mean on purpose or anything like that.
You look like you'd be a little mean though.
Dude, I used to be. I used to be such a fucking dick and had such huge problems with anger, and it took me so long to like unhinge that, and now I'm like so afraid of it.
I like getting down dirty sometimes. I'll give you like 5 chances, but if you get me there, I would enjoy unloading.
Yeah, I don't like how that's one of the things I hate when I do get mad because it feels good.
But I give people chances though to not reciprocate.
You guys sound like
I give you
real
5
serial killers.
I give you 4 or 5 chances to be normal, and I ask you also. I'll be like, sure, you want to go down this path, and I ask 4 or 5 times, and then if we go down this path, it's a good time for me.
Yeah,
because
You
now
sound like a real serial killer.
Because to me, I'm like,
do you
bro,
want to go on a date
you.
with me? No, Val, stop. Do you want to go on a date with me? No, Val,
That's
stop.
not the
Do you want to
same.
go on a date with me?
It's not the
Okay, you
same.
know what? Now I'm going to show you what it's about.
I'm saying like if somebody's disrespectful,
Yeah.
I go, why
Like
are you
saying
being
no?
why are you being disrespectful? I'm gonna ask you that, and then they do it again, and be like, I'm gonna ask you like for the 4th time, don't be disrespectful because I'm gonna say some things I can't take back. Are you sure you okay with that?
I found
that's not
myself
bad.
breaking my own rules, and I have systems, so it's like I know when I go past a certain line, and I have ways of getting myself back, and I found myself just like staying in those zones. So it was like, by the end of it, I was like, A, I don't feel comfortable. At B, I'm not being an effective partner at all right now. I mean, whether it's like in kitchens or otherwise, I think that if I get to the point where I've raised my voice or gotten crazy, then there's something I could have done that I could have done better,
Right.
like as a leader or whatever. But I think that is a good rule to follow, but I think it's also some real pussy shit sometimes.
Yeah,
'cause sometimes
soft.
it just fucking.
You gotta get told, bro.
Sometimes
You gotta get
this shit
abused.
happens,
You
and
gotta
it's
get
so
told.
aggressive. And
Because
I think
the thing is, it's
that's one thing I
awful-
love about New York for sure is just like that kind of shit.
But that's what I
People
hate
are way
about
more-
social media and everything that goes on is that everyone plays these tic-tac-toe.
Talking to you.
They're talking these. They play these like hide and seek games. But when somebody's at the front door and they're like, "Yo, it's time to go. Let's get it popping," and then they're like, "Oh my god, you're so gross. You're so not nice. You're a gaslighter. You're a mean guy." Blah blah. Like, bro, it's too late now. You're playing games. So now let's flame you. And then when we abuse you, you're all of a sudden like this weak person that's a victim. I hate that.
I just wish you were on, like, is Jersey Shore still a thing?
I don't know what's happening, dude. I needed a translator for the last 3 minutes.
You would crush it. You
Dude,
would absolutely crush
I wish you
it.
would call that
Yo,
fat
you know what they
pig
told
out.
me? They were supposed to put me on MTV Challenge.
We call it that?
And then the guy said that basically when it came down to politics,
MTV Challenge or mentally challenged?
Hey.
MTV Challenge. And I made it to the last the last part of the, you know.
Make that a video.
Yo, I got one more reference. Can I?
Come on with these crack punts today, bro. You really
No,
gonna
but he
listen to some
kind
whack
of looks
shit.
like. I feel
he's-
like I'm on Cody's cooking show.
Yo, this guy just came.
Slightly. We kind of look. You and I look like we could have our own mentally challenged cooking show.
I definitely, depending. I'm tired right now. I'm
No,
there.
if
And
you
when
and
smile,
I cook together like those 2 mentally challenged guys, we'd be so viral
when do you want to do it?
right now.
All right, man.
Well, I actually have a question for you. Do you have anything you
Yes,
want to ask?
of course.
Val has some questions, and then I have a question.
I
have a major last question.
I got 3 best cultures with the best desserts. Go real quick now.
I'd probably have to go with the French, only because, well, fuck.
So what the
No,
fuck?
no, no! Stop
Wait, you
talking.
can't take it
Stop.
back.
You interrupt everything. 1 second.
If it's a competition, they're winning. They are the most if you want to show someone that you fucking care, whether that means you're making it or you're buying
top
it,
three, though.
it's gonna be the fucking French, probably.
And then?
It's definitely not Italy. I'm sorry. But I have beef with Italians.
Italy has a lot of serious desserts, though.
off, dude.
Yo, you're a clown for today for saying that.
Context,
He said
real
that
quick.
Italy has whacked, that they don't even compare in desserts.
They don't. The bread is good, and that's great.
Are
You're
you
good
an
at bread.
idiot?
Italians don't compare. Italians don't compare. And here's what I'll say.
Gelato's one of the biggest desserts in the world.
When did you just turn into Tony
it's one of my
Soprano?
favorite things of all time, and I would rather have that every single day. But if we're talking competitions, if we're talking the best of all time, I would say, like, maybe I can music reference this. It's like, I don't know. It's like when people try to talk about like a Kanye versus like a fucking Biggie. It's like Biggie had a really impactful album, but there's not many songs to go off of, whereas someone can have a huge catalog. The French have a huge catalog. They have so many fucking things. They invented techniques. They have stuff that is just some of the most difficult stuff in the world, whereas the Italians don't have as many dishes comparatively. If you break it down regionally, then that's one thing, because regionally there's more regional cuisine in Italy than there is in fucking France, I think, where there's polar differences.
That's just a long way of saying Italy doesn't have good desserts.
Italy, but not, they do, because you're right. Gelato is the best ice cream that exists in terms
That's
of,
huge, my brother. Brother.
what do I want to
I'd
eat?
rather eat a croissant.
What do I want to eat? It's not French stuff, but the most complicated, difficult fucking dessert stuff is the French.
Dude, you lost. It's great. What else? What else you got? More
Yeah, but to
questions?
exclude Italy the way you did is crazy.
He did too. He
I
goes,
had
not
beef.
Italy. He literally
Here's-
said, not Italy.
Yeah, but
Here's
he's
where-
biased.
I'm not.
I am biased. I am biased.
I'm not.
Well, tell me if this is biased.
Your
'cause-
palate sucks. Your fucking snacks are fucking pickles, bro.
I'm Russian.
So you're doing
Okay.
Italy a good service, because that's exactly why I have beef, and also why I love Italy. It's because of that exact fucking thing. You'll go, at least when I lived there when I was 21, and I won Cutthroat Kitchen. I won 14 grand. So I was like, I'm gonna move there and do the whole chef thing, move around. I've worked at like 30-ish restaurants over the course of a few months, and I just had trouble finding good food for a while. I like went around, and I went to, from working at an Italian restaurant in upstate New York that was one of the best Italian restaurants in New York, to going there and then being kind of disappointed. And then I started to have mind-blowing meals and finding the spots and getting that situation that absolutely opened my world up. But I went to cities, and you can't find Chinese food. You can't find Mexican food. There's not a lot of
The world's racist.
fuck. They low key.
It is. We have so much. We are such
Yo.
a great society, America. If you really think about it,
in terms of that.
right? Like we talk about how
the
America's
impetus of
bad,
it.
America's fucking racist, but you really look at it, you're not going to other places and getting all these other cultures like you'll get here.
Italy is a hard one for me, because
Trash.
that was one. Well, not.
You've never been to Italy.
You've never been to Italy?
Trash.
Oh, you're
Fucking
crazy.
crazy,
You're
bro.
crazy.
You
go
can't talk like that,
You
bro.
can go to
I
Rome.
can say whatever I want.
You can go to Rome and have some of the absolute best pasta that you'll ever, like some of the best meals you'll have. No, there's so many places. It's
This
absolute,
guy's crazy.
It's
He said
absolute
he goes
mecca.
trash. Never even been to Italy.
Cool
Trash,
thing.
garbage,
But here's-
gabagool.
Here's the thing that makes it really good, though, is that what we're complaining about right now is the reason why you can go there in 100 years and it's still going to be the exact fucking same. Whereas every other culture is going to continue to kind of get.
So Italians are stale. Got it.
They're preserved. They're like pickles.
Okay. I love Italian food. I just think that
Italians
French are
are
better
tough,
at desserts. French are better at desserts.
Well, they had
End of conversation.
They made cuisine
French
a part
food
of.
is whack though. Trash. Garbage.
French food.
Oh, I hate
is,
French food. Disgusting.
French food is
Corny.
some of the
Disgusting.
most
It's like
amazing.
me eating this painting right here.
I'll agree with you on that.
It's like me, yo, they put this painting on my table and I go cut it up for me. I'll be like, all right.
I would rather eat this
See,
painting.
what I would argue there in terms of competition, if I was to bring you to some of the best restaurants in the world, French food, it would be hard to argue. You know, if I brought you to these places, those are going to be the meals that blow you away the most.
Really, though?
Well, I mean, outside of Japan is so good. They have the highest capita of Michelin stars to the point where, like, the highest rated French restaurant was in Japan for a bit. French food is overcomplicated, but it serves a fucking purpose. So it's like the brigade system. They were one of the first people, them and the Spanish, that changed cooking in general by adopting the military. That's why chef jackets look like military jackets. That's why the term sous chef, all those terminologies follow
Oh, that's why it's so military. Got that military
It
vibe.
literally
on it.
has the entire military brigade system in terms of the hiring,
abuse,
operating,
captain.
everything. Yeah, every fucking single
I
part of
love
it.
that. That's
so that's
cool.
why those two cuisines in particular, to me, are on top of the world. And I think the biggest argument is Spain versus France.
Really.
Fuck
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Greece just has some of the best food I've ever had in my
Yeah,
life.
but it's
Greece,
simple.
100%. But Greece versus Spain. So the reason why Italy, I would say, versus France, they put that brigade system in. So their system of how you create food is so much more complex and difficult. Versus Italian food is just kind of perpetuated by either restaurants or people that make it. You know, that one had a whole fucking system, just like the Spanish did. So the way that those two moved was way militaristic. We just moved a lot.
And the Greek-
more
the-
aggressive. That's why the techniques are fucking crazy.
Right. And the Greek are just lazy, so they're doing pretty good for the food they're making. But they're just
Food is
lazy.
crazy.
For how lazy they are.
Italians
The Greeks
so
are doing
busy
good.
having a good time too. They don't want to fucking do
Greeks?
that. The
Spain's
Italian,
like
well,
that.
Italians,
Spain is like
Yeah,
that too.
Greek, Italy, anywhere where you're like, oh my god, I can nap during the day.
Spain,
they were
bro,
tight. I loved being in Greece. I went to Athens and went to a bunch of the little islands, and I had so much food. I would just say, yeah, similar to like Italian versus French, Greek versus Spanish. The Spanish are way more aggressive with it. There's way more of a fucking
Cool.
I think at least the Greek food is fucking insane. Absolutely insane. I loved
Stupidity.
it.
Insane
It's
food.
so good. Also, I had one of the best Italian meals of my life on Hydra at this little place called like the Broken Door. These two dudes from Italy were making stuff. Like my fucking boat that I rented for my bitch ass ex girlfriend broke down, and we were there. And I was
Adria
trying to-
Ray, Jesus
Nah.
Christ.
a few exes ago. No, I
Oh.
was, I don't know, 24, 25. somewhere
How old
around
are you
there.
now?
32.
Oh shit, you're a year older than me. You had a
Yeah.
question that you
No,
had.
I didn't really have a question. I was just gonna like, are you? Can I
yeah,
wrap
go
it?
ahead. Do it.
Can we put a
Yes,
bow on this
yes,
episode?
yes. Bow
Can
it
I
up.
end this episode? I have a favor.
What's up, babe?
Well, you know, I got inspired by Chopped, and if you're interested, I have 4 ingredients in the refrigerator.
Let's
we kind
go.
of pre-selected, and just to see if you can make us something.
Easy money, yeah.
But let's kind of like plug whatever you want to plug. But
Yeah, I have my newest consulting project. I'm consulting for this amazing farm called Gruff Grains out of Montana, and they make really. I'm into regenerative farming. Anything that has to do with cooking, I want to know how we can make where it comes from better. And so, working with this farm, I'm a part of constructing their marketing plan for this year in 2025. And what I've came up with is hosting a competition. So in Colorado, I'll be hosting November 16th, a 6-person competition. I'm calling it a micro food festival and culinary competition where I'm challenging 5 chefs to compete against me. The only rule is that we have to use grits. And I'm not going to give away the ticket prices yet because they're coming out next week and we're going to do early bird stuff. But yeah, for a ticket price, you can come try each of the dishes. There's going to be a live band, a judging panel full of someone who competed against me on Hell's Kitchen, and some other awesome people. And everybody who buys a ticket will be able to vote on their favorite. We also have a signature drink that's going to be featuring grits and a bunch of stuff like that. But November 16th, Colorado.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
fire.
sick.
That's dope.
I love having friends that can cook.
Well, let's see.
So you could be like, hey, for fun, for this podcast, can you do something?
I can't wait till we go and
Like
do this
I
next
would
thing.
love to be with like I wish I had a roommate at some point in my life that was a chef, so that like we could come home high and drunk, and I could be like in New York, Jordan Andino, you know Jordan, he's like a chef. He had that show Netflix,
Yeah,
Cook at
I
All
think I've
Costs.
seen
Filipino
you guys.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I've
he
seen him
would
cook
come
for you guys.
home. He would come home after he had that Flip Siggy spot, and he'd hit Estee and I up. He'd be like, it's midnight. And he's like, I just closed up shop. Do you guys want to smoke? Because we had a terrace. And
Yeah.
I'd always be like, please come over and smoke. And we'd get high. And we would make him do so much shit in our kitchen one night. I think
probably
we did
loved it,
so
too.
many shots. And we blindfolded him and made him do all the prep blindfolded. Like
Sick.
shit-faced and high in our... And it's so cool to have somebody with a talent. It's like, you know, as they can sing, I can kind of take photos. But like, you know, someone can come over and be like, let me whip something up.
Yeah, it's sick.
I
Oh,
always
like
talk
I
to
want to
my-
suck their dick.
I always talk to my friend group about that. I'm like, if you guys had to choose, what other kind of career would you wish you had a friend in? You know what I mean? Like, in terms of the chef, like, what's the biggest competition? Because I'm sure, like, having a lawyer as a friend,
Yep.
or like, there's certain times like that where it's like there's
that's
going to
useful,
be
yeah.
some benefit, but what's the most consistent benefit of a career?
But the problem is with
better
the
than
problem
chef.
is with-
Doctor,
Probably with service industries, it's also you feel bad like using them for the cooking all the time, right?
No, because you're
like if your friend's a plumber, you're not going to be like, hey, can you fucking come?
Yeah, because
I
that
don't know,
feels like no
snake.
one wants to be a plumber, right? But
Yeah.
they look at what you do and they're like, look how happy he is. He wants to do this for free. Come on, right? But no one's like, yeah, this guy really wants to clean the shit out of my pipes today. Right, that doesn't seem like no one's like dreams of being a plumber, but they look at you, they're like, look at this guy. He's like fucking would love to cook for us.
Well, my friends
Look how happy he
know
is.
more
This
than 4
guy's
people,
fucking-
I'm not paying for it, and if you want me to make dessert, you have to pay me. That's my only rules with my friends.
Cool,
But for
no
the most
dessert.
part, I love cooking for people that I care about. So
Yeah, that's dope.
All right,
I'm
so
excited
let's-
to see what these weird. Also, I can cook blindfolded too. I can break chickens down blindfolded.
Whoa.
I did it in under a minute last
That's-
time.
Wait,
Kinda
that
hot.
could be the next one, but
Yeah.
this one right here is gonna be.
Yeah. I
Ooh.
picked 4 ingredients. Well, we all
Are they
kinda hung out.
weird
No.
compared to child?
Yeah, I didn't form them into things that'll be other things, but they're gonna be. You'll see. I think I could think of something because you can use other ingredients to help.
Tight. I have a
Yeah.
knife in the car too. So
Whoa, I got knives.
all right,
Calm down.
let's see.
All right, so Val, clap us out for this is the audio. Goodbye, because no one's gonna listen to this, and then let's see. Bye bye.